So, tie game in summer league, ball in your hands. I mean, it's not nothing. What did you see happen down the stretch there?
I feel like as a leader, one of the older guys out there on the floor, I had to just bring my team together and just let them know everything was gonna be okay. Let's start executing. And I feel like we did what we did, and we came out with the win.
You're obviously playing with you just alluded to it. A lot of younger guys. From the time you've played with Jacoby, what have you sort of felt is the strength of his game right now?
Big shot maker. He's definitely getting comfortable and getting into his groove. But he's a great player, on and off the floor.
You've shown flashes, especially on the offensive side, that you belong in this league. What's kind of the calling card or the mission for you here? What have the teams kind of told you is the next step for Javon to get to that level?
Just continue to be me, play aggressive on defense, pick up 94 feet. I feel like if I can do that, I'll be good.
Sort of alluded to that leadership role, but sort of, is that something you're, looking forward to being able to do coming into the summer league experience?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, just coming into the summer league experience, this is my third one, so I feel like I'm one of the older guys out there, and I can use my voice. But yeah, it was fun.
You're a veteran of the Raptors organization now with a couple of different stretches under your belt. Is this a similar philosophy, or have things changed under Jama with Coach Darko, or is this something that's kind of been consistent the way they expect you guys to play since you've gotten here?
Definitely consistent. Not too much changing. Maybe telling us to be a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end, but nothing's changed. It's the same.
We were sort of talking to Grady about this yesterday, but a lot of the veteran guys kind of showed up. They've been here, in Vegas with you guys for the week. Have you got any feedback from some of those guys after the first game?
Yeah, all the time. Those are guys we talk every day. We got a group chat that we always talk to. But those guys are great teammates. They're always talking to us, and we're always learning from them.
Was there a noticeable difference in your comfort level from game one to game two?
Yeah, for sure. Yesterday I was trying to just find the pace of the game. Obviously professional, it's way quicker, bigger bodies, everybody's stronger. So I think just having that first experience helped me out in the second one.
Has it slowed down at all between the two games?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I was making better reads. I think I was more comfortable just being on the court, playing defense and offense.
Jama was out here talking about the importance of you spacing to the NBA level. Amateurs like us, or just like you go beyond the arc. What's really involved in sort of that, like as you make the adjustment?
Yeah, the spacing, court's way bigger. So as a shooter like me being spaced out can help our better players like Scotty, Quick, and like today there was driving lanes just because I was spaced out. So I think me being a great shooter, me knocking them down is going to help us in the long run.
You used there were two consecutive possessions. You used your pump fake. One you hit a three. The other you got fouled. How comfortable are you with that part of your game? It certainly seemed like it got you free a few times.
Yeah, me being a shooter, everybody's going to close out hard on me. I think if I just raise the ball up, they're going to go for it. Me attacking can collapse the defense. And like you said, I got fouled, and I can knock down free throws. So, yeah, I'm definitely comfortable with that type of my game.
What's the biggest advice maybe you received coming into summer league or just after the game one, game two, in terms of just like maybe staying present, or what's the biggest advice you probably received just through the experience?
Yeah, just be confident. That's what it's been. Just be confident. Everybody knows what I'm capable of doing. They don't want to see me hesitate out there. So just playing confident, being myself, and then just being competitive.
There's a lot of vets on hand in Vegas, obviously, to sort of taking your games. They've been at practice. Have you heard from them sort of after the first game?
Sorry, who?
Just the vets.
Yeah. They just been telling me to relax. They were saying that first game, I just kind of was too sped up out there. Really didn't know what I was doing. But the vets just told me to relax, play my own game, and then everything will come to me.
Did you feel as though you were more relaxed this time around?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
What are your thoughts on Jamal Shed? His defensive IQ seems to be a step ahead. Obviously, he played 4 years in college. Just from playing with him on the court now, what have you seen just for him maybe as being a step ahead of guys?
Great point guard. Great point guard. He's a leader. He's going to make sure we're in the right position. And then his intensity on defense, we got to pick it up along with him. So when we see him playing great defense like he always does, we got to pick it up as well.
All right, Coach, first and foremost, health is important, right? So any updates on your guys? A couple guys exited the game.
Yeah, Jonathan, back contusion. We'll kind of reevaluate him tomorrow, see where he's at after that. And then Grady, ankle sprain, again, reevaluate tomorrow. We'll see, kind of get an evaluation after a day off tomorrow.
Okay, well then, Jacoby, healthy, played. You give me your assessment of how he played today in game 2.
Yeah, I think Jacoby's really sort of finding a bit of a rhythm here. I hit a big 3 down the stretch, which really kind of put the game out of reach there for a second. I thought that was really valuable. I think his composure, his solidness, his ability to just make the right decisions, and his length are really coming out. So it's been really happy to see him play well.
Javon's a guy who's been around the organization for a while. What does he need to do in order to make that next step as a player?
For Javon, I think he's a proven scorer. We know he can score. He's proved it at the G League level. The question for him is what does he do at the NBA level in terms of scoring? So this summer league is really great for him to see what kind of packages we can put together for him and how he can score. And then, of course, how he defends. The focus for the Raptors continues to be our on-ball defense, our ball pressure, our activity, and I think Javon needs to be part of that as well.
With Jacoby's offense, given that, the nature of shots going in, going out, what are you looking for in terms of the process with his offense?
Yeah, one is the spacing. I think figuring out how does he get spaced, first of all. And if he gets good spacing and can kind of get separation from his defender, then we want him to catch and shoot. And again, if the ball goes in or out, that's kind of immaterial at the moment. It's about can he generate NBA shots? And that's what we're starting to see. He's able to space that extra inch or two that gets him the NBA shot.
It seemed like he really knows how to use a pump fake early on. There were 2 consecutive possessions. Have you noticed that outside of the game, or is that just something you're finding out like the rest of us?
Yeah, I was learning as well. I think with Jacoby, I think that the pump fake is a valuable tool, but also the catch and shoot is more valuable. So we almost want him to catch and shoot first, and then if he needs to pump fake, then we'll go with that. Yeah.
What's your impressions of Jama Mahlalela defensive IQ? I know you kind of talked about it before, but where does he rank in terms of guys out of college that maybe you've coached and you've had, whether it's summer league or before?
Yeah, Jamal's history, I think, in terms of his collegiate career, obviously at Houston is renowned. We know how good a defender he was at that level. The question is, what will he be at our level? And I think what we've seen in 2 games so far is a real determination and willingness to be an on-ball defender and to give up his body. I think that's something that many young players don't want to do anymore. You look at early Fred VanVleet in Summer League, very similarities in terms of giving up his body and being physical, and I think Jamal brings that to the table each and every possession he's out there.
Do you look to him as like a leader potentially, speaking to guys on the court? I saw him talking to Ulrich after possession where he threw it. Ulrich didn't know it was coming. What are you looking for him just in terms of those type of qualities?
Yeah, definitely to be sort of the second coach out there for me. Me and him have a lot of dialogue sort of behind the scenes, in practice time, watching film, and kind of getting on the same page so he can be the one that can articulate a lot of the messages to the players and be that sort of point guard coach role, leader role, and he can grow into it. He has the maturity, he has the disposition, and I think he's starting to become an effective leader for this team.
I thought Ulrich showed some nice defensive flashes in this game. What were your impressions? He had a nice block, I think, near the end. Is that kind of the flashes that you see in potential that he could be a defensive force?
Ulrich, I think, really finds a way to impose his activity and his will and his size. You can tell he's the type of player that just jumps out at the basketball a lot. We need to probably get him dropping a little bit more so we can guard 2 for a second, but I'd way rather a player that's more aggressive and assertive than one who's sort of timid. So he shows an assertiveness and aggressiveness, and that's what we want, and we can coach the details after that.